Before we begin your dealer training course, and in order to comply with the state law, I would like to disclose the following information. Attendees are not required to buy any products or services in conjunction with this seminar. Once again, attendees are not required to buy any products or services in conjunction with this seminar. Now let's get started with some updated contact information for the Georgia Motor Vehicles Division Dealer License Bureau. That's the Georgia State Board of Registration of Used Motor Vehicles and Used Motor Vehicle Parts Dealers. So there you can see their address, 237 Coliseum Drive, Macon, Georgia, 31217. The dealer licensing phone number, as a reminder to you, is 844-753-7825. And don't forget that main website, sos.ga.plb.usedcar. That's going to be a great resource for you before or after the training course. In Unit 1 of your continuing education course, I want to cover the latest law revisions out of Atlanta and show you how to correctly renew your dealer's license. So first, I want to cover the most recent updates to Georgia laws that affect dealers throughout the state. And these are bills that were signed and chaptered during the 2020 legislative session. The Georgia General Assembly convenes every year on the second Monday in January, and its sessions can last for only 40 legislative days. Pre-filing begins November 15th and runs until the start of session, but as a result of the 2020 coronavirus pandemic, the Georgia General Assembly suspended its session effective March 14th of 2020. So we will first start with a review of the bills that were passed and signed by the governor back in 2019, just to give you an overview of those laws. The laws we're going to discuss from 2019 are Senate Bill 183, Revenue and Taxation, Senate Bill 37, Statute of Frauds, Senate Bill 65, Alternative Ad Valorem Tax on Motor Vehicles, Senate Bill 182, which is a Sales and Use Tax, House Bill 307, which involves Abandoned Motor Vehicles Act, House Bill 314, which is the Georgia Uniform Certificate of Title for Vessels Act, and also House Bill 353, Staging Motor Vehicle Collisions. Okay, so let's start with an overview of Senate Bill 183. Senate Bill 183, Revenue and Taxation. Each person that files Form 1099K, that's your 1099K with the Internal Revenue Service, shall also file electronically to the State Revenue Commissioner on or before the federal deadline. Your accountant or automated tax software should take care of this electronic filing automatically, but we want to be sure that you're aware if 1099s are now filed with the IRS, they must also be filed with the Georgia Department of Revenue. Senate Bill 137, Statute of Frauds, clarifies that a mutual agreement to modify or alter an existing promise agreement or contract, such as a motor vehicle contract, or a commitment that is subject to the statute of frauds shall itself be in writing and subject to the statute of frauds, to provide that a mutual agreement to cancel, revoke, or rescind a promise is also itself to be in writing. So let's talk about this for just a moment. Let's say you and a customer have a written contract, for example, a bill of sale. Then you agree to make an additional repair to the vehicle. You would need to make sure that you have a modification to the written contract, and that would need to be in writing. So if you want to complete any additional bit of paperwork to clarify the additional repair, you certainly want to do that and amend the bill of sale as well. Also, if you cancel, revoke, or rescind a promise or contract, that information would also need to be in writing as well. Remember, we're going to document everything we do. You've already been in business for a while, you know that. But let's say you have an agreement to repair a vehicle's fender on the bill of sale. Then you and the customer decide the repair is not going to be made. Then you would need to make sure the information is in writing. Whenever you change the terms of any contract, the changes must be in writing. Senate Bill 65, the Alternative Ad Valorem Tax on Motor Vehicles. I want to go in depth into this law because it does affect the operation of motor vehicle dealers in the state. The new law reads, for a used motor vehicle purchase from a new or used car dealer other than a seller finance sale arrangement, which would be a cash or third-party finance company finance transaction, retail selling price of the motor vehicle less any reduction for the trade-in of another motor vehicle. And the retail selling price shall include any charges for labor, freight, delivery, or any other similar charges. Okay, I want to repeat that. The retail selling price must include charges for labor, freight, delivery, dealer fees, and any other similar charges. That was going to include accessories, dealer add-ons, and markups, but shall not include any federal retail excise tax or extended warranty or service contracts or maintenance agreements or similar products itemized on the dealer's invoice to the customer, or any finance insurance or any interest charges for deferred payments billed separately. So remember, the retail selling price of the vehicle is going to include labor, freight, delivery, dealer fees, dealer add-ons, and markups, but does not include extended warranties, service contracts, maintenance agreements, or other products. I want to repeat that. It's a little confusing, but I want to repeat that again. Under this new law, under Senate Bill 65, which is now Georgia law, the retail selling price of a vehicle includes labor, freight, delivery, dealer fees, dealer add-ons, and markups, but does not include extended warranties, service contracts, maintenance agreements, or similar products. So we wanted to give you an update on that bill. House Bill 182, sales and use tax, relating to state sales tax and use tax. So what this does to lower the threshold amount for certain dealers to eliminate an option for certain retailers to choose to either collect or remit sales and use taxes or provide certain modifications to certain purchasers in the state. So basically, House Bill 182 lowered the threshold for retailers such as dealers having to collect and remit taxes from those making at least $250,000 in sales down to $100,000. So let's say, for example, you live outside the state of Georgia, but you own a dealership in the state of Georgia. You would now owe tax when your income is $100,000 instead of the previous threshold of $200,000. So that's mainly going to be for a dealership that is headquartered maybe in another state, but is operating in Georgia. It's estimated the changes would mean about $16 million in additional revenue from online retail sales taxes for the state and local governments in 2021, and in another $22 million in revenue by 2024. So that does basically affect you if you do have a dealership in the state of Georgia, but you were headquartered in another state. Here's another bill that we included, House Bill 307, the Abandoned Motor Vehicle Act. House Bill 307 mainly affects salvage dealers, and this is what it reads. If an insurance company or its authorized agent, including a salvage dealer, is unable to obtain a certificate of title within 30 days, a salvage dealer may apply to the department for a salvage certificate of titles. But any application made by the salvage dealer shall also include written documentation that supports the insurance company has transferred all its claims or rights to such vehicles or to the salvage dealer. So any salvage certificate of title issued by the department pursuant to this new law shall comply with any applicable requirements relating to the salvage, rebuilt, or restored certificates of title. So basically, I know that sentence is a little confusing probably, but House Bill 307 just clarifies the process of obtaining a title for an abandoned vehicle. So if you have a salvage license, this new law makes it a little bit easier to apply for a title of an abandoned vehicle. So that's really an important one, especially for salvage motor vehicle dealers. House Bill 314, the Georgia Uniform Certificate of Title for Vessels Act. Okay, I want to read this new law, and what it states: every vessel using the waters of this state shall be titled unless it is exempt from the requirements of this code. No person shall operate or give permission for the operation of any vessel on the waters of this state unless the vessel is titled in according with this article. So here's part of the law that you need to be aware of. If you're selling marine vessels, it states every outboard motor greater than 25 horsepower used to propel a titled vessel shall be included on the vessel title. Okay, and I want to repeat that. Every outboard motor greater than 25 horsepower used to propel a titled vessel shall be included on the vessel title. So now, if you're selling a boat and the boat has an outboard motor that is more than 25 horsepower, you must have a title for the boat motor in addition to the boat title. I want to repeat that. Okay, this is basically explains the whole law. Now, if you're selling a boat and the boat has an outboard motor that is more than 25 horsepower, you must have a title for the boat motor in addition to the boat title. So House Bill 314 also includes language that clarifies when a damaged boat must be identified as hull damage. Okay, this is another one I want to talk about here. House Bill 35. It creates a crime of staging a motor vehicle collision. And I want to read this bill as well, then we'll kind of talk about it. A person shall be guilty of the crime of staging a collision when with the intent to commit insurance fraud, when such person does any of the following: intentionally causes or attempts to cause a motor vehicle collision, or engages in a scheme to fabricate evidence of a motor vehicle collision that did not occur. So this bill basically clarifies in state law that creating a staged motor vehicle wreck with the intent to collect insurance is a violation of the law, and a person that creates the staged collision could be charged with a felony. And this has been a problem in the past, and now the state has created some very strict punishments for anyone that has staged motor vehicle accidents with the intent to defraud an insurance company. So do please keep that in mind, brand new law that we all need to be aware of. Next, and that was just kind of an overview there of some of the bills that went into effect, but next, I want to show you the very important process of tracking bills in the Georgia General Assembly. And that way, if we ever see a bad bill moving through the legislature, we can contact our state representative or state senators in advance. And I'll show you how to contact your state representative or state senator in advance in just a moment. First, we're going to go to the official website for the Georgia Legislature, and that's legis.ga.gov. Once again, that's legis.ga.gov. And here you're going to see the main page of the Georgia General Assembly's website. And this is a very informative website. This also shows how a bill moves through the General Assembly, or sometimes, we may contact the legislature. And if you spend some time on this page, you're going to see that this is a pretty extensive process for a bill to go into state law. Very, very, very interesting, by the way. And you'll need to be aware of this because our state senators and state representatives have oversight over us. And when we see a bill that's bad for dealers, we need to be aware of these bills, and we need to track these bills, and never hesitate to contact your legislator to let them know about a bad bill that's going to be bad for our business. Or on the other hand, maybe you're going to see a really good bill that's good for business owners. You might want to let them know that you support that bill. But what we're going to do here, we're going to go down to the left, and we're going to click on Advanced Search that you see right there. Now, you're going to see all the bills that have been introduced, and you can search for Senate bills or House bills. You can search by bill numbers as well, but we're going to concentrate on the keywords box so we can search all bills. And now we want to enter a word to be tracked in every bill. You might want to enter tax or employer, or if you want to track every bill that has the word dealer in it, you're simply just going to enter dealer right here, and then you'll see every bill that has the word dealer in it. And at the bottom of each of these bills, you will see the statuses of each bill. And, you can see one has been read a first or second time. And what's really important as well is on these bills, you're going to be able to read their text, and you'll also easily be able to read their summary. But you can contact the bill sponsors as well. So like I said, maybe we'll want to go ahead and let them know there's a bad bill or there's a good bill. But in order to do that, we are definitely going to need to be able to have the ability to contact our state representative or our state senator. And I want to show you how easy that is to do here, okay? So let's just say, for example, if you want to contact your state rep, you can click on House of Representatives right there. And then you can either view a list of all representatives, or you can just click at the very bottom there and find your lawmaker. So you can easily just jump right on there, and you'll easily be able to jump onto your legislator's website there, and then you'll easily be able to contact them. So this would be for somebody that lives, downtown Atlanta. That shows you exactly how to contact that legislator, their email address, their phone number, and their district office. But, same goes true. If you want to do the same for your state senator, you'll be able to do that easily. So you can easily contact a state representative or state senator when you do see possibly maybe a bad bill going through the legislature. You can also go to these websites to track bills in Washington that are currently being discussed. Now, something I've found out here, bills tend to move a lot more quickly in Atlanta than they do in Washington. But once in a while, a bill will change in Washington. We want to be aware of these bills as well. So here's a couple of websites for you. Bill Track 50, govtrackus.com, track bill. These are great websites that you can track bills in Congress. But also, let's say we see a bad bill floating in Congress, you can easily contact your congressperson in Washington as well. If you just go to the official House website at house.gov, and then easily you can just type in your zip code right there, and then you'll be able to find out contact information for your congressperson in Washington. And the same goes true. If you want to contact your senator, your United States senator, you just go to senate.gov, and then you're going to choose Georgia, and you can view the contact information for both of our United States senators. So don't ever hesitate to inform any elected official, that dealers are a very large sales tax generator for the state. So the more vehicles that we sell, the more sales tax is generated for the state. So don't ever hesitate to let your lawmakers know that. And, I always recommend as well, whenever you contact a lawmaker, let them know that you're a voter in the district and a small business owner. And when you tell them you're a voter in the district, they do tend to perk up. So